think you know what silence sounds like.
You walk into the woods, you take a deep breath, and you believe you are standing among quiet, unmoving giants.
You have been lied to.
The stillness is an illusion. Right now, beneath your boots and towering above your head, 1 billion hearts are actively beating.
They don't have blood. They don't have muscle.
But science has just unlocked a terrifyingly beautiful secret about the ancient forests of our world.
They are pulsing. They are breathing. And their anatomy is identical to yours. For centuries, humanity looked at trees as biological statues, silent pillars waiting to be turned into timber. But modern bioacoustics shattered that arrogant assumption. They discovered the pulse. Trees do not have a biological heart. Yet, to move hundreds of gallons of water, they must defy gravity. Every few hours, the entire trunk imperceptibly expands and contracts.
A slow, majestic cardiovascular system working in the dark. It is a heartbeat stretched over the canvas of ecological time.
Look closely at the architecture of your own breath. The fractal geometry of a forest canopy is a perfect mathematical reflection of the human lung.
When you inhale oxygen, you are breathing in the forest's exhale. When you exhale carbon dioxide, the forest breathes you in. We share a respiratory system. We are two halves of the exact same breath.
And then there is the mind. Beneath the soil lies the most complex neural network on Earth. Fungal threads connect the roots of every single tree, creating a subterranean internet. They send electrical signals to warn each other of danger. These impulses travel at the exact same frequency as the neurotransmitters in your brain. The forest isn't just breathing, it is thinking, it is feeling. You are not walking through resources. You are wandering through the aisles of a colossal, sprawling, sentient mind. Perhaps this is why anxiety melts away when we step into the timber, why our own heartbeats synchronize with the slow, invisible rhythms of the forest. We are returning home to a biological mirror.
We are recognizing ourselves in the wood, and the wood is recognizing us.
The next time you place your hand on the bark of an ancient tree, stay completely still and ask yourself, who is actually feeling whose pulse?
You have been lied to your entire life.
Since you were a child, you were told to look up to find the stars. You were taught that the universe is a cold, empty void, suspended millions of light years above your head, untouchable and silent.
But what if the greatest galaxy in existence isn't in the sky at all?
What if the cosmos fell to Earth long ago, and they have been hiding right beneath our feet, waiting for us to simply look down?
The light you are seeing right now is not a camera trick. It is not artificial. It is a massive, living, breathing alien world, and it is trying to speak to us. Welcome to the phenomenon of bioluminescence. To the untrained eye, it looks like magic. But the truth is far more mysterious and deeply, violently scientific.
We are looking at a microscopic metropolis.
In every single drop of this glowing water, there are thousands of single-celled organisms called dinoflagellates. They are ancient. They are invisible in the light of day. But when the darkness falls and the water is agitated, they ignite. It is a biological miracle known as cold fire. Inside their microscopic bodies, a molecule called luciferin violently collides with oxygen, guided by an enzyme named luciferase. In a fraction of a millisecond, this chemical union releases pure energy.
But unlike human inventions, unlike our roaring engines and burning cities, this reaction produces absolutely zero heat.
It is a perfect, flawless transfer of energy into pure, unadulterated light.
It is the holy grail of efficiency, mastered by a creature without a brain, adrift in the eternal abyss.
But why? Why does the ocean glow?
In the absolute sensory deprivation of the deep sea, where the sun's rays have never touched, life was forced to invent its own suns. Here, light is not just a byproduct, it is a language. It is a biological internet. They use it to scream for help, painting their predators in glowing blue to attract an even bigger monster to eat their attacker. They use it to whisper to potential mates across the freezing, crushing dark. They are speaking a language of photons, communicating in a dialect older than the very concept of humanity. And this is where the science bends into something far more profound. Look at the water, and then look at the night sky. The resemblance is not a coincidence. It is a cosmic mirror.
You have been lied to your entire life. We are taught to look up. To find the cosmos in the cold, empty sky. But what if we were looking in the wrong direction? What if the universe was hiding right beneath the crashing waves? Dive into the darkest nights to witness the ocean's greatest secret. When absolute darkness falls, electricity pouring onto the sand. But the truth is far more alien. Beneath the surface lies a microscopic cosmos. Millions of invisible organisms called dinoflagellates. When the water moves, they ignite. A biological supernova in the palm of your hand. They don't just glow. They communicate. They breathe as one massive, swirling galaxy of light. But here is the cosmic truth. Look closely at this neon glow. Then look up at the Milky Way. It is the exact same energy. The exact same stardust. The iron in your blood. The glowing water at your feet. And the dying stars above. Are all connected by a single unbreakable thread. The ocean isn't just reflecting the sky, it is remembering it. The next time you stand before the dark ocean, remember this. You are not just looking at water. You are standing on the edge of a mirror. And the universe has been blinking back at you the entire time. Since your first breath, you have been whispered a fable. You were told you have been whispered a fable that to touch the immense, you had to look up at the sky, that the stars were silent guardians, inaccessible, prisoners of an eternal void, a cold, distant canopy, watching over our fleeting lives. We built telescopes to pierce the darkness, searching for meaning in the silent vacuum. But the greatest secrets, how rarely where we expect them, you are lied to. The cosmos does not merely float above. It breathes under the surface. Welcome to the abyss. The biological supernova, where gravity fades and darkness comes alive. A hidden dimension, mirroring the infinite. Giant shadows move through liquid nebulae, leaving trails of stardust in their majestic wake. What you see here is not an illusion, but a miracle of molecular evolution. Trillions of sentinels, microscopic architects, sleeping in the current, invisible by day. But as night falls, they awaken, transforming the ocean into floating galaxies. A single drop of luciferin chemical reacting with oxygen. Luciferin meets oxygen. Luciferin meets oxygen. A silent ignition. A chain reaction of light, illuminating the deep. Biology creates pure cold light without heat, without flame. The microscopic echo of a dying star. Why does life on Earth imitate the universe with such precision? Astrophysics teaches us Our oceans were forged in ice. They ice primitive comets. We are not simply living on a planet. We are the universe, experiencing itself. Stardust did not merely form our flesh. It infused the abyss to ensure that in total darkness we never forget where we came from. Whisper. Silence. Whisper. 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 So, the next time you feel lost in the immensity of the night, do not look for the light in distant skies. Look down. Shh. Because the universe is already there, hidden in the ocean, waiting for you to disturb the surface. Since the dawn of humanity, we have looked up at the night sky. We stare into that freezing vastness with a mix of terror and wonder. We've built temples, invented gods, and launched billion-dollar telescopes into the void of space, all in the hope of answering one single question. Are we alone in the universe? Where is our place in all of this? Are we an anomaly, a rounding error lost on a wet rock? Or are we part of a grand design that escapes us? Stop looking for stars in the sky. The greatest enigma of the universe is not above your head. It hides in the reflection of a mirror. Today, we are not going to explore the edges of the galaxy. We are going to explore the universe inside of you. And what modern science is discovering will shatter the mental barrier you've always placed between you and the cosmos. The next time you catch your own gaze in a mirror, lean in. Look beyond your reflection. Carefully observe the ocean of colors surrounding your pupil. In biology, this structure is called the iris. It is unique, even more unique than a fingerprint. These fascinating patterns, these tiny craters known as Fox's crypts, and these glowing, intertwining fibers are not just random accidents of genetics. If you take a microscopic photograph of your eye and superimpose it on the images of a planetary nebula captured by the James Webb telescope, the resemblance is not just poetic, it is mathematically terrifying. This is the Helix Nebula, located 700 light-years from Earth. It is what remains of a dying star that expelled its gases into the vacuum of space. Look at the dark pupil in the center. That is the heart of the star. Look at the filaments of burning gas stretching outward. They perfectly replicate the tension of the muscles in your iris. Science tends to call this pareidolia, or a coincidence of nature. But when we look at the laws of quantum physics, we realize this is not an optical illusion. It is a structural signature. The exact same gravitational much deeper than a simple visual resemblance. To understand your true nature, we have to go back in time, far, far back. At the moment of the Big Bang, the universe contained only the most basic elements: hydrogen and a little helium. Nothing else. No carbon, no oxygen, no iron. Was cold, empty, and incapable of creating life. So how did you get here? The answer is as beautiful as it is brutal. Stars had to die so that you could be born. But the universe needed a much more destructive force to create iron. When a massive star reaches the end of its life, it collapses under its own weight and explodes. A supernova. It is the most violent event in the universe. of iron in your blood. Absolutely every single atom was forged in the heart of a dying star billions of years ago. The agony of a star gave birth to your first heartbeat. You are not just in the universe, you are the universe. The infinitely small reflects the infinitely large. The more powerful our microscopes and telescopes become, the more undeniable this truth is. Take your brain, the most complex object known to humanity. It contains roughly Let's change scale. This is the cosmic web. It is the large-scale structure of the entire universe. Every point of light you see is not a star, but an entire cluster of galaxies. These clusters are connected by immense filaments of dark matter. In 2020, astrophysicists and neuroscientists published a joint study that shocked the scientific world. By comparing the neural network of the human brain to the cosmic network of galaxies, they discovered that despite a scale difference of 27, so, what do we do with this information? If our eyes are nebulae, if our blood is made of stardust, and if our brain reflects the very architecture of space and time, then the ancient question of our place in the universe finally finds its answer. The universe spent 13.8 billion years cooling down, organizing itself, forging heavy elements in the fires of supernovae. It condensed those elements into planets, then into molecules, then into biology. We spend our entire lives staring into the void, hoping that something, somewhere, is looking back at us. But the void is not silent. You are not a stranger on Earth. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are the way the universe gave itself a consciousness so it could admire its own beauty. The universe is not just above you. Look closely in the mirror. It is watching you in silence, through your own eyes.